Hello YouTube, it's Captain Planet. First off, I want to say that I'm sorry for my log absence. I've been in the process of moving and now I'm finally kind of at a point where I can, start reviewing again. So we're gonna get started. Today we're reviewing the Super Robot Chogokin Daizyujin. I assume that that's what that says. Or also known as the Megazord. It's from Zoo Ranger, or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that's Super Robot Chogokin thing. So, looking at the box, I love these boxes. I hate this side, I love this box. Because you got this and okay, look over here. It's all reflective. I love it. And if you're a mint and seal box collector, this is also awesome. Because even spined, it looks great. And then on the back you got all this crazy stuff, and I don't know what that is, but it's very exciting because there are 2 exclamation points. And some other things. Hold on, we're gonna zoom in. Yeah. So it all looks good. This confuses me. You have all the warnings on the side, and then the bottom is... Oh, hey, didn't notice that. Grayscale. And then full color. That's cool. Getting distracted by the box. I'm gonna move in for the figure. And then, bam, we have Daizyujin. Or the Megazord. I'm just gonna call it the Megazord from now on. Or I might interchange. I haven't decided yet. So, here's the figure. He looks real nice. I like him. Let me get all this extra junk off of him. Alright. Okay. So, I'm going to move up the figure here. Also, I wanted to point out, I have a new lighting. No more shooting at the daytime. Or waiting for daylight. Alright, so looking at the details. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just looking at the details of this guy, everything is just amazingly recreated. Just the sheer amount of paint apps and just the sculpted detail, it's amazing. It's really beautiful. I'm not sure if I can, even this in here is actually panel line. It looks great. Here we have some sculpted detail, and then they even did the Tyrannosaurus's feet and the tail. Obviously it has to be broken up or else you can't move the body. And just he's beautiful, and it's beautifully painted. But what you really want to know about is the articulation. He has tons of it. We're going to start actually from the top, work our way down, not because that's how I do things, but there's interesting things happening down here that I want to show off last. So, looking at his head moves very well, very free, but nice and tight, like that. His cannon things back here are articulated. They do pop up to give him kind of cannons. My problem is that they have to slot between the horns, and I don't know. I like that this is here, but I feel weird about it. And the other thing is that there's no solid lock point to these. So when you're posing them, you kind of bump them, and then they go all wah, and they look funky. I don't know, it's just nice that they added it. I just wish that there was a soft lock point right here. So we're gonna go to the arms. This is another cool thing about sculpted detail. He should not, by all accounts, be able to move these. These should be I can't move them. But they're they have this cool little pull-out hinge that is also sculpted on all the sides. Hold on, let me focus in for you. Alright, it's all sculpted there, all sculpted there. And also his shoulder pads will move to get out of the way. His arms move, and I'm gonna spoil some things. Hear this? They are crazy stupid tight. Like, that I think might be damaging the figure. I'm not sure. And here's the other problem. It's even worse over here. Look, very subtly, actually, you can't see it on camera, but this is very subtly moving. It's that tight. I think that it's gonna be alright just for like general posing and stuff. It should be fine, but if you're like constantly fiddling with this guy, I'm pretty sure that that's going to break. I'm actually almost positive. And then you have single joint here, and then it goes to double joint. So that's, I actually really like this, how it's almost hidden. It's the same as Super Robot Chogokin. Well, I'm not sure about Shinkanello or Deca Robo, but on Maji King, that's what they have for this. And then he also has this. I don't know what this is. Like, I can't even figure out what it's for. It helps a little bit with sword holding, but I don't know. And it's real, there's no real, like, ball. There are, like, hold on. There are ball joints, but the weapon holding hands, they aren't really used for the weapon holding hands. They're for the other hands, which really confuses me. Going down a little bit further, also if you're wondering what Chogokin means, it means metal. So we got die cast right here, and got die cast in two other places. I'll point those out as we get to them. He can ab crunch, and it's, oh god, I have to move his arm. Oh god, I actually have to, okay. That doesn't sound good ever. So, to access his, it's actually hidden, his hidden ab crunch, you pull up on the figure. Let's see if I can't get this into light. No, I'm not going to be able to get it, but here he can ab crunch. There's a hidden hinge right here. You can just lock that down, and in a pose. See, pull up, go down, push down, stays more solidly in the pose. Pull up, lock down. Awesome. Love that little bit of engineering, and now I have to move that arm again. That didn't click. That might actually be a bad sign. Hold on. Okay, we're still good. I don't see any stress. He might be able to move his torso. Yeah, he can, but all this stuff here, just, it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna assume that he can't. Or he might as well not be able to. These are articulated, all of his skirt pieces, except for this cod piece and these back parts, but all this stuff will get out of your way, for sure. Moving a little bit further down, he has swivels, and these were crazy tight, and they don't... Maybe I'm just not used to the fact that this uses metal rods in the legs, but I don't know, I'm used to plastic feeling a certain way when I move it, and metal feels, or metal on plastic feels weird. I don't know, it's weird, but I'm just going to move on from it because everything works. You can move back and forth, and okay, here's some cool engineering here too. It has double joints. They kind of break up once you do that, but as long as you move this comes along with it, and then it's on the same leg too. So that's a real nice addition. The next two metal parts are these legs right here. I'm of two minds on how I feel about it, like, and I'll explain here in a minute as I get to the feet. Okay, so here are the feet. The feet are a saber-toothed tiger's head and a triceratops head. Starting out, like, just out of the box, it doesn't look like they move too much, but it's actually pretty interesting. You pull out on the legs. Hold on, this one doesn't. I don't know, I guess that's all the way out. And then you're able to pivot the legs further out. And Triceratops' head bends like that so that you can get the toe movement. This is cool. Okay, so to access the toe joint here, you flip that back and then you move / kind of pull out the head, and then that gives you your toe joint. But what this can also act as is like a kind of heel spur. It doesn't work amazingly, but you know, it just adds a little bit more. It's really cool engineering. Now to the thing about how I feel about these legs. These are plastic feet. I don't know if that's going to wear it down. Also, I have creaky ankles. Just overall a little bit too tight on this whole figure. But, like I say, these are plastic feet. Sometimes I feel like when I pose them just a little bit too far, the plastic can't hold the metal and it just kind of falls over. But that's just me. I think that it's also fine. It's strange having plastic feet and then metal legs. So we're gonna move on to accessories. He's got some holding hands fists. Wow, holding hands fists. I'm pretty good at this reviewing thing, aren't I? He has holding things hands. And he has 2 fists, and then 2 very awesome splayed hands. And we got the mammoth shield. The sword is beautifully detailed. Hold on, let me move the camera, or my lighting. Looks real nice, got some good sculpted detail right there. It's painted fairly well. Now on to the stars of the show, the effect parts. Here's the first one. This one goes on to his horn right here. People say that this has been scraping paint off their helmet. I don't know how, but I'm not saying like, oh, you're just not careful with your figure. I don't understand how, because it just pegs on right there because of the small little squirt. Now, I thought that this was like, oh, this is okay. It's alright. It's not amazing. Hold on, I'm moving up the light. It's amazing, but I don't think that it's like the best effect part. And then I found out about this. The lightning can move independently. I just pulled it off his horn. But it moves completely independently so that you can have them going in like 2 different directions. Which really makes this effect part a lot better in my opinion. I just thought that it was meh, and then when I realized that I could move it, it got even better. So we're going to get the Megazord out of here. And then we have the lightning / effect part, which maybe I'm just crazy, but I swore that this was all going to be clear plastic and then the lightning was just going to be there. This looks okay. Maybe I'm just crazy and I thought that it was supposed to look some other way. But I still like it. It looks real nice, and how you get it onto the sword is, bam. It holds in pretty well, unless you flick it really hard like I just did. But it holds in pretty well. Obviously, the Megazord can hold it. And it's pretty nice. Like I said, I wish that it was clear though, like all this white bit. So, oh, and I guess I should let you guys actually look at the mammoth shield. mammoth shield, or mastodon, sorry, I just called it a mammoth through the whole review. God, I suck. Yeah, it's painted well. It's kind of a pain to actually get into his hand. I don't, because usually I can't just get it to slide in. And there we go. Okay, Captain Planet's just an idiot. So, yeah, and I'm going to pose this guy up and do final thoughts before I make a fool of myself. Even up, now, gotta do it now, gotta make myself, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pose him up before I make an even bigger fool of myself. Final thoughts. Super Robot Chogokin Daizyujin is a polarizing figure. On one hand, this figure is engineered amazingly with the way that the ankles work and the feet and the arms, and just every piece of engineering is amazing. The paint apps are gorgeous. All the detail is there that you need to just have the Megazord. The effects parts and the accessories are perfect for this figure. But this figure also has so many quality control issues, like the insanely stiff arms to the point that they just ratchet almost, and the ankles that just squeak, and the weird feeling of the metal bar for the hip. It makes it really hard to recommend if you actually want to spend any, quality time posing this thing and just constantly fiddling with it, because you can't, because it's gonna eventually deteriorate and break. Hopefully with the Bluefin release, this will be resolved, but until then, I can really only recommend this to like hardcore fans that can't wait for the Megazord release, or you live in another country and it's just not possible to get the American release one. It's just, you gotta be careful if you're gonna buy the Japanese release of this, because with these quality control issues, it's very possible that you could get one with just a straight up locked arm and it will break. But other than these issues, this figure is amazing. It really is, just blows my mind on how good it is. So, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.